Hey everyone, welcome back to Josh Recap, your favorite spot for deep dives into today's most gripping movies. Today we're cracking open the books, literally and metaphorically, with a full recap of The Accountant 2, the pulse-pounding sequel to the 2016 cult classic starring Ben Affleck. If you thought Part 1 was intense, Part 2 dives deeper into trauma, betrayal, and high-stakes financial warfare. Let's get into it. Previously on The Accountant, Christian Wolff is a forensic accountant on the autism spectrum, brilliant, highly trained in combat, and moonlighting as a bookkeeper for dangerous criminal organizations. In the first film, he investigates a tech firm's finances, uncovers a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme, and ultimately confronts his own violent past, including a reunion with his long-lost brother Braxton. By the end, Christian vanishes, leaving the government and enemies guessing his next move. But even someone as meticulous as Christian can't escape his past forever. A slow-burn re-entry into Christian's life. The sequel opens with a tranquil scene. Christian living a solitary life in Montana, under the alias John Raines. He helps local businesses manage their books and keeps a strict military-style routine. Justine reaches out via encoded message, "Audit required, urgent." Christian reluctantly accepts. He's sent to evaluate ArcLight Dynamics, a rapidly growing defense contractor with suspicious financials and missing whistleblowers. Enter Agent Marla Devine, the government's new financial bloodhound, replacing the now-retired Ray King. Devine is young, hungry, and obsessed with catching the accountant. But this time, the job isn't just about numbers, it's about family and war. Christian meets with the security lead at ArcLight, only to find it's Braxton, his brother. After their explosive fight in the first movie, Braxton's gone clean and is working as ArcLight's internal security chief. They agree to work together uneasily when they both realize someone inside ArcLight is laundering money to fund private paramilitary operations overseas. Cue a montage of encrypted files, offshore accounts, and Christian using number theory to uncover deeper layers of corruption. Key discovery: over $90 million is being funneled through ghost firms linked to a name that shouldn't exist, Levi Blackburn, the secret twin brother of Lamar Blackburn, who was killed in the first film. The plot thickens. Levi was once deep black ops for the CIA, operating under a false death certificate. Now he's using ArcLight to build his own intelligence network, outside any government control. The tone shifts from mystery to full-blown action thriller. Christian and Braxton get too close to the truth and are ambushed by Levi's elite mercenaries. Braxton is wounded in a warehouse shootout. Christian saves him using battlefield trauma training. Justine, who's been watching remotely, warns them Levi has eyes everywhere. He's already in the government's blind spots. In a brilliant scene, Christian rewires a hacked laptop, triangulates Levi's communications, and figures out his next move, an assassination attempt on a U.S. senator investigating defense fraud. Agent Devine, who's been pursuing Christian as a criminal, now realizes he might be the only person who can stop Levi. She confronts him, gun drawn, but ultimately joins his mission when Levi's hit squad takes out her partner. Christian doesn't want allies, but this time he doesn't have a choice. Final confrontation takes place in a secluded facility posing as an accounting firm, which is Levi's covert operations HQ. Christian sets traps using math-based algorithms, routing paths, choke points, and timed explosives. Braxton, despite being injured, insists on going in with him. "We finish this together. No more walking away. It's brother versus ghost, and only one can balance the ledger." Levi confronts Christian in a brutal, wordless fight choreographed like a chess match. Each blow calculated, each move anticipatory. The Accountant 2, directed by Gavin O'Connor, is the highly anticipated sequel to the 2016 action thriller that introduced us to Christian Wolff, Ben Affleck, an autistic math savant with unmatched precision in accounting and combat. The sequel expands the world of Christian Wolff by digging deeper into his past, strengthening his relationship with his estranged brother Braxton John Bernthal, and introducing a complex case that takes them into the heart of a human trafficking ring. With old allies returning and new enemies surfacing, the movie blends action, emotion, and dark subject matter into a high-stakes mission that tests Christian like never before. The film begins with a tense scene. Former Treasury Director Ray King meets with a mysterious woman named Anais, who provides him with sensitive information about a trafficking network operating between Central America and the United States. Before he can act, Ray is murdered. His body is discovered with a message carved into it: "Find the accountant." This immediately draws in Mary Beth Medina, now promoted within the Treasury, who connects the dots and reaches out to the one person who might make sense of it all, Christian Wolff. Christian has retreated from his covert operations and now works with Justine, the tech-savvy genius from the first film. Together, they run a facility that mentors and trains neurodiverse children to harness their talents. Christian has found a sense of peace here, mentoring children like himself and living in structured quietude. But when Mary Beth shows up with a new case, one that not only involves murder but also a missing Salvadoran family, Christian agrees to take it on, but only under one condition: full immunity. Christian begins digging into the case and quickly uncovers ties to a human trafficking syndicate run by a ruthless figure named Burke. The missing family is central to this network, and the mother, Anais Daniela Pineda, is the same woman who handed the files to Ray King. She was part of the network, but something went wrong and she disappeared. Now she's believed to be hiding or captured in Juarez, Mexico. Christian realizes he can't take on this operation alone. He visits his brother Braxton, a skilled enforcer who had a violent confrontation with Christian in the first film. The reunion is tense, but layered with years of unresolved emotions. Despite their differences, Braxton agrees to join him on the mission. Their dynamic, Christian stoic precision balanced by Braxton's brute force and sharp tongue brings a mix of seriousness and levity to the film. They follow the trail to a hospital where they locate Anais. She's in a fugue state, partially amnesiac and extremely dangerous. She doesn't remember her identity or her family, but she has retained lethal combat skills. During an interrogation gone wrong, Anais wounds Mary Beth before escaping. Christian manages to subdue her without killing her, believing there's more to her story. As Anais begins to recover fragments of her memory, she reveals that her son Alberto was taken by the traffickers and is being held at a cartel compound. With this new intel, Christian, Braxton, and Anais gear up for an extraction mission. The sequence that follows is a tactical, hard-hitting raid where Christian showcases his cold, calculated efficiency and Braxton provides chaotic energy. The brothers move like a seasoned unit, rescuing Alberto and other children while dismantling Burke's operation piece by piece. The film's middle section is packed with action but also explores the psychological toll of their missions. Christian begins to confront his isolation, his reliance on routines, and the trauma that shaped him. Braxton, too, reflects on their shared childhood and the pain caused by their separation. The chemistry between Affleck and Bernthal carries these scenes, offering some of the film's most emotionally charged moments. Meanwhile, Mary Beth returns to her government post, determined to use the evidence Christian uncovers to bring down the trafficking ring through legal channels. While she's sidelined from the field due to her injuries, she works behind the scenes to ensure that Burke and his political connections are exposed. Her growth from a reluctant ally to a determined crusader brings welcome continuity from the first film. Anais's arc also comes full circle. She regains her memory and confronts Burke in a powerful scene that blends revenge, justice, and redemption. She executes Burke, saving a final group of trafficked victims and ensuring that his network collapses for good. In the aftermath, Christian and Braxton bring Alberto back to the Harbor Neuroscience School, where he is welcomed by Justine and the other students. The closing scenes show a transformed Christian, not only as a fighter and protector, but also as a teacher and mentor. Braxton and Christian share a quiet camping trip in the wilderness, a symbol of healing and the beginning of a more stable relationship. Justine, operating in the background, hints at a growing network that's using neurodiverse talents to take down criminal organizations. The final moments suggest that Christian's work is far from over and subtly tease a possible third installment. The Accountant 2 successfully builds on the original by expanding the universe, deepening character arcs, and raising the stakes. The relationship between Christian and Braxton is the emotional core of the film, evolving from fractured and hostile to cooperative and even warm. Their bond reflects a broader theme of understanding and accepting one's own identity, especially within the neurodiverse community. Critically, the film received mixed to positive reviews. Some praised its action sequences, emotional growth, and strong performances by Affleck and Bernthal. Others noted that the plot occasionally became tangled with too many threads. Still, most agree that it offers more heart and ambition than the first installment. In summary, The Accountant 2 is not just a sequel, it's a character study wrapped in a gritty, explosive action film. With its blend of high-octane combat, emotional depth, and a unique protagonist, it stands out in the crowded genre of action thrillers. Whether you're here for the shootouts or the brotherly redemption arc, the film delivers a powerful punch and leaves just enough unresolved to keep us wanting more. The Accountant 2 delivers everything a sequel should: more stakes, more character, and more action, but it also dives deeper into the idea of morality, mental health, and redemption. Ben Affleck returns with quiet intensity, and the addition of Agent Divine brings a worthy foil. This one's less about money and more about what we owe to ourselves. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know. Should Christian and Braxton get a prequel series? Drop your thoughts below.